Shout out Bruce Gas, aka Toka too. You know I had to drop a track for my boy.
Hey, where you at?
Ha, yeah, if any of your racing boys out here telling favors, I'm the hardest young nigga, I ain't signed to no label. Hey, Bruce Gas putting them fights on the table. Calling that boxing since Kane versus Abel. Smoking so much gas, you would think that shit was fatal. On the people shampoo like Muhammad Ali. Shout out Bruce Gas, one day we gon' meet. Yeah, we gon' blow it down, we gon' smoke with hella weed. Yeah, we gon' blow it down, take a hit out the Toka too. Slipping hella shots, but like Tyson with the peak. Little Glock on my side, but it hit just like Isaac Cruz. Shout out man, Chad, real shit, that's my fucking dude. We always cooking on the pan. Strapped to my side, I ain't talking about no sand. Bruce pass me the blunt, I'ma light it like a candle. Ayy, non-stop bars, man, I always spit flames. Feel like Bruce Gas always got a different strain. Bitch, you ain't like me, you can never feel my pain. You win and you lose, well, this the fight game. Don't beef on the net and the shit won't change. Said that on the street, gotta do it for the game. Said that on the street, gotta do it for the chat. I ain't undisputed. Yeah, hold on, I ain't undisputed, but I want all the straps.
Bruce Gas, Boxing, Jazz, and More, here with you on this beautiful morning, July 27th, 2023, over here in Bristol. It's 81 degrees outside, kind of muggy. My wife broke down and put the air conditioners on this morning. But I appreciate anybody who's bopping in here. This is on this day. I hope you read my on this day column in my on my page, on my community page. That's what it's called, community page. It's still kind of early for me. I get, anybody out here that's not from New England, I guess if you're out west, it's even earlier for you. If you're east of here, your day's halfway through. Shout out to my man Cali X Boxing. Shout out, brother. Thank you for coming by, man. The drunk Irishman Carlos Mendoza. Salute to you, bro. Salute to you. Today is the day my friend Marlon Starling made his professional debut. Back in 1979, 19-year-old Marlon Starling. He's 63 today. Boxing, MMA, salute my man. Thank you for coming by, bro. And Marky Dan, how you doing, brother? Maybe wait for a few more cats to get in here before I make that call. So, you know what I want to do, man? I want to give Marlon a surprise call and just let him know that there's people out there like us who watched his glorious career, and we remember that pro debut. I never saw the pro debut myself. It was in Hartford. Marlon's from Hartford. He fought a lot of his fights in Hartford, especially his early fights. And I just want to give him a quick buzz, say hi, let him know Bruce Gas and the fans out there, they remember Marlon Starling, a great welterweight, man, one of the few fighters who won the WBA and the WBC title on separate occasions. Back in a predominantly two-belt era, the IBF came into predominance roughly 84, 83, 84. Right around the time that Marlon was bringing in them belts. And he got the big ones. He got the WBA and the WBC, although be it at separate times. But made some great impressions, especially over here on the East Coast, man. I got to see Marlon at the Providence Civic Center. When he fought Johnny Bump City Bumpfish. He was brought in as the underdog. And it was kind of like in the way things are going in boxing today. Why did I block technique? I didn't block technique. I didn't block anybody in here, man. Maybe one of the wrenches did. But no, man. I'm not a blocker. Dude, even the people that hate me, I don't block in here. George H, my man, salute. Well, I'll go in and look when I get off here, and I will unblock them if that's the case. But some of these wrenches, man, I guess I give too many out too easily, and they have a habit of blocking people. So I just got to remember to give. When I see technique in here, I'll blow them up, I'll unblock him if he is blocked, because man, that's pretty low stuff, you know. I see a lot of pages don't give any benches out at all. No, I don't mind the chat like that, bro. You can say anything you want to me. This is internet bullshit. You know, I don't care. I don't take offense by it. You know, and when I have, I said, Jesus, why the fuck did I do that? What kind of a fucking thin-skinned asshole am I? Boxing Lounge, my brother. Salute, man, salute. We got an amazing card coming up this weekend, and everybody's talking about it. We're gonna ask Marlon about that. In fact, I'm just gonna. This is a surprise. He doesn't even know I'm gonna call him. I didn't want to call him up and tell him, hey, Marlon, I'm gonna call you tomorrow and remind you of your professional debut. So we're gonna get the head right. Got the Toka 2 over here, kind of clean, not immaculate, but clean enough for us right now. There it is. First one of the day. First one in a long time. Well, a few days anyway, because you know me, man. I like that green dragon tincture. Anoa'i, unbelievable, incredible fighter, man. You know, everybody's putting a lot of praise on him. I see a lot of people knocking him. I mean, boxing is crazy today, man. You know, it's very tribal. In fact, I can't wait till Sunday morning. There's going to be so many people that have eaten crow, and there's going to be so many people that are saying the fight was fixed. I've talked to a few people who've told me some things about the fight that hey man, you know, this is the age of the internet. I was told by somebody that the fix is in if Errol Spence doesn't knock out Bud Crawford. He's got the fight in the bag. And I was told by some other cats in New York that boxing doesn't like Errol Spence, and he has to knock out Bud Crawford to win. If he doesn't knock out Bud Crawford, he's not going to win. So it's this is a real interesting fight. Nick M, my brother, shout out to you, man. And Nick M, man, did the Leon Spinks from Ali, Leon Spinks, Harry Coetzee. Great stuff out there, Nick M, man. Anybody wants to watch some classic fights, I watch them every time he puts them up there. It takes me back. It's like going in the time machine. And man, in fact, we're gonna try to go back in the time machine today. Let me do a blast of this green dragon. I got this. See, I had to put little labels on because I got one bottle. This is a predominant sativa. This is an indica. I'm more persuaded to the indica. Angel Diaz, salute my brother. Thank you for coming by. I have to keep my mouth shut for 30 seconds. What I'll do is I'll look Marlon's number up, and this will be good luck. Let's see if the green dragon brings me good luck. Or who knows? I may just get an answering machine. You know, answering machine. That's the generation I grew up in. Turns my teeth green, turns my tongue green, probably does a job on my lungs too, but hey, the benefits, they outweigh the non-benefits, I guess you might say. I see my brother Mad Chad in here, bro. Salute, man. Thank you for coming by, brother. Thank you for coming by. I got to call you up real soon, man. I want to talk to you. And yes, Marky Don, you know, the blast from the past. See, the way I look at it is I love current boxing, man. This week has been I've been in heaven. I got up at 6 o'clock on Tuesday. I caught the Anoa'i and Fulton card with a clean head, man. It was an awesome, awesome event. I love this morning action, man. I love this 8 o'clock in the morning action. This 1 a.m., 2 a.m. stuff, a little rough for Bruce Cass these days, you know? It's not that I get sleepy tired. My mind just kind of fuzzes out a little bit. And I can't really pay the attention that I want to on there. Let me shout out everybody that came in here, man. My brother Cali X, first in the building. Cali X, I got a text from my brother D Style yesterday. He wants me to come on the is it Afterbirth Aftermath, whatever it is, the round table. But I was on it to get a call by D Style, so I'm gonna go on that with him tonight, and I'm sure you'll be on there, bro. You're D Style's right hand man. Thank you for coming by. I'll be looking forward to that. Carlos, my man, thank you for swinging by. Always a pleasure, my bro. Boxing MMA 365, man. Thank you for coming by, man. And Maki Don, once again, man. Thank you. Celtic. I'll have to find out. I'll have to go in there because I'm not a. First of all, I didn't block him, bro. I didn't block him. I don't block people. In fact, I think I go to his channel. I think he rents me up on there. If that's the same dude, man. But nah, he didn't get blocked here, and I'll straighten that out. George H, my man. I'm going through them again just to thank everybody that came in here. If he's in here, I will wrench him up, bro. There ain't no doubt about that. I wrench Pigeon up in here. I wrench everybody in here, man. Shit, I got my fucking people that hate me. Drew Titan's got a wrench in here. You know, like fucking wrenches to me. That's just that's like giving you a drink when you come in the door. That's the way I look at it, man. Boxing Lounge, my man. Thank you for swinging by. Nick Enwick. You know, I'm just really going back and making sure I get everybody in here because you know, I believe in giving people thumbs up, but I also believe in doing it when they shout me out. Because man, this is YouTube. I know I go in some channels they got 395 people in the chat, but just shout us out. Let us know we're here. Hey, the Bud Files, my friend, how we doing? Thank you for coming by. The Bud Files, interesting channel. Takes you through cemeteries, festivals, different shit going on. Keeping it real, man. Thank you so much for coming by. Salute, salute, salute. So let me call up Marlon. I'm gonna cut this music down because you know sometimes Marlon is a little difficult to hear, but we'll see what's up, man. We'll see what's up. And this is I got this thing in my YouTube, my YouTube studio. A friend of mine set it up for me. It's called Voice, and I can make these phone calls. And like I said, man, Teddy, how we doing, my bro? Thank you for coming by. Let's call Marlon up and see if he's around. One ringy dingy, two ringy dingies.
Hello?
Marlon! Marlon!
Yes, how you doing?
It's Bruce Gas.
Yep.
Hey, Marlon, I want to tell you, today's a special day for you, you know.
Why is that?
1979. July 27th, you made your professional debut.
No, I didn't. Did I?
Today, brother. Yes, you did, against Tim LaValle in Hartford.
That's right. You're absolutely right.
That's right, man. And
How many years ago?
1979, that was what? That was 44 years, I believe.
Wow.
Wow is right, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tim LaValle. I got about a dozen people in here listening. You know, because it's a landmark for you. I want to call you up and just tell you how much we appreciate you out here, man.
I appreciate it, right? I stopped him in the first, right?
You stopped him in the third round out of 4.
Okay. Yep, I remember that.
That was an amazing fight, and you had an amazing career after that, bro. God
was good.
God was definitely good. Can we talk a little bit about the career?
What's that?
Can we talk a little bit about your career?
It's Sure.
All right, man. Hey, after that, man, I think the first big name on your card was Floyd Mayweather. Floyd
It could have
Mayweather
been.
Sr.
I fought him twice.
You fought him twice and you beat him twice.
Correct.
How was Floyd Sr., man? Was he like his son?
Yeah, I don't think he was like, I think he's a little sneaky and, but I do too many combinations for him.
That you did, man.
He was a one puncher, he liked to hit you with that wooden left hook, I think it was at that time.
Okay. Nice. Then you went to Atlantic City because you stayed in the East Coast for the most part, didn't you?
For the most part. I fought a couple in the West Coast.
Yeah, you absolutely did, man. You fought undefeated Donald Curry back in 1982 for the USBA and the North American Championships.
Yeah, I fought him twice.
You fought him twice, man, and you showed TV, you showed the world something called the Starling Stomp.
Oh yeah, I remember that time. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a great set. And after you fought Curry, that was a tough loss. A lot of people were writing you off. You fought this undefeated kid from New York, Jose the Threat Barrett. You remember him?
Yes, I do.
He was a killer.
He was a killer, but I knocked him out in the first round.
You knocked him out. Yep, fourth round. You took him to school, brother. I saw that fight on CBS Sports Spectacular, and he was built up. He was undefeated. He was knocking everybody out, and he ran against the Magic Man. He couldn't handle the Magic Man.
Yeah, he was big and strong, but he wasn't in my league.
Yep, he definitely was. He was not in your league, brother. And Kevin Howard, another guy who knocked Sugar Ray Leonard down. You made easy work of Kevin Howard.
Yeah, I beat him up.
You definitely did, man. How about that undefeated kid from Cincinnati that came up? You know who I'm talking about? Tommy Ayers.
Oh, Tommy Ayers, yeah, right. Tommy Ayers is a tough guy.
He was another undefeated. You fought a lot of undefeated fighters, brother.
Yeah, I know. Tommy Ayers is a tough guy.
I got a question out there from one of the guys in the audience, my friend Marky Don. He wants to know which fight camp or fighter have you learned the most from?
None of them.
None of them.
None of them. I didn't learn from none of them. I think one of the best technical fighters I fought was Donald Curry.
Yeah. Well, the whole family, Donald Curry, Bruce Curry, they were awesome fighters. They were great fighters. Hey, let me shout out Yankee Kyle. Thank you for coming by here. DT, how you doing, brother? Peace for you for coming on. I'm talking to the Magic Man, Marlon Starling, on the day of his professional debut in 1979. Man, that was what, 44 years ago. Woo! Does time go by, brother?
Wow, 44 years ago.
44 years ago, man. And then you fought the undefeated kid. He beat you by a close decision, Pedro Viala. Remember that fight?
He didn't win that fight. They stole that fight.
Yeah, you got it right. And then you came back and beat him on a rematch.
Yeah, man, that was a big rob.
Big rob. Definitely a big rob.
That made me, out of the coast up to number 1 or 2 at that time.
Well,
and then I went out to Vegas, and I sparred with Tommy Hearns.
Just before the Sugar Ray Leonard fight.
Yep, and he broke my jaw.
Tell us about that. Tell us about that broken jaw from Thomas Hearns.
It was a good, it was a good spar match. We were both throwing good punches, and he hit me with one of those wild left hooks. But I didn't know I didn't find out until late that night. I said, you know what? I told my friend, I said, you know what? I think my job off. And I went to the hospital when I got back home, and they told me I had a cut job.
Wow. And didn't you do something with chewing gum or something like that? Wasn't there a story about that?
Oh, you know, that after you know, a little, after I got the wires off, um, I started chewing more gum because it makes your jaw stronger.
You know, that's another thing about a strong jaw. I don't know if people realize this, but you were never stopped in a fight. The only time you were stopped was a fight that they reversed. They called it a no decision because it was a hit after the bell against Thomas Marlon. But you were never stopped.
Right.
You were never stopped, and you had damn.
Yeah.
You had
I never will stop.
52 fights and never stopped.
Mm-hmm.
And you know something, man? When Thomas Molinarius knocked you out after the bell, they called it a no contest, but the WBA refused to give you your belt back.
Yeah, but I took it back by beating the hell out of Huntington.
Lloyd, yeah, you. That's right. They didn't want to give you your belt back. They gave it to Molinarius. Molinarius never defended it. And they also started a rule after that fight. They started the 10-second rule. They didn't have the lights in the corner. And all that, you know, because of that cheap blow and the way they handled that, they started a new rule. That should, instead of the 10-second rule, that should be called the Magic Marlon Starling rule.
That's right. You're absolutely right.
Man, I'll tell you. And then, you know, that Mark Breland fight, that's probably the fight you're the most famous for. Nobody gave you a chance in that fight. Mark Breland, he was the Olympic darling, the gold medalist, the champion. How did you feel in that fight? Why don't you walk us through that fight, man? That's an interesting fight.
Well, I know that fight. That fight was Breland. That Breland wasn't a professional yet. He haven't fought anybody, and it was like welcome to the pros.
Welcome to the pros.
And you know, I had to rough him up. And Breland was using his elbow a lot that first fight.
A lot.
He was using his elbow.
And how did you knock him out? Was it a right hand or was it a left hook?
Left hook.
Left hook. Shout out to my brother Electro Jet out there. Hey, there's a lot of, you got a lot of fans over here, Marlon. And you know, I want to tell these people something. I got an autographed picture from you when I met you down in Pennsylvania, and I want to let these people know that those pictures are available. And you know, I want to get them out there. I want to put an address on here where if you want me to be the middleman, I can get people that would like them. Cause let me show people this online here. You remember that? You remember that picture you gave me, don't you, brother?
Yeah, that's most likely.
You know, I surprised you over here, and you didn't get to see the, you didn't get to see the show, but I got this beautiful autograph picture that says, "To Bruce Gas, go for it," signed by Marlon Starling, wearing 5 title belts in there, man. And if, you know, these, if anybody wants to get one of these, let me know. I'll let Marlon know, and we'll get that autograph picture out to you. $25, postage paid. Marlon's going to get all the money. I'm not going to make a dime, but I want to get these autograph pictures out. I know you got a few of those on hand, don't you, Marlon?
You told me that before.
What was that?
That you were going to get money for the pictures, and I never got them.
Can we do that? Because, you know, I mentioned that, but we never put it out there. We never asked people if they wanted them. I just wanted to show the picture. And you know, and if anybody wants one, just get in touch with me. I'll get in touch with you. And you know, hey, these are class. I mean, you're a legend in boxing, my brother. And people should get these pictures. My man Black Star wants one. Hey, shout out to Blood Boxing out there, man. Thank you for coming by. And yeah, we know I wanna do something like that. I'll talk to you off camera, and we'll set something up. I'll put something online, and we'll get those pictures out into hands, and we'll get a few bucks in your hands too, brother. Okay?
Okay.
Absolutely. Hey, let's get back to boxing here, man. I saw you in Providence at the Providence Civic Center. You took you took on Johnny Bumpus. You remember that fight?
Yes.
You gave him a cut on his eye, and that fight was stopped, and it was bullshit. I thought you should have won that fight.
Well, he quit and won.
He quit and won, and you know that was. I don't think Lou Duva liked you very much in that fight.
Well, Lou Duva was, at that time, Lou Duva was a man that knew how to maneuver fights.
Facts, bro. Facts. And he got Johnny Bumpus into a title fight after that fight, didn't he? Or did Bumpus lose? Bumpus lost his junior welterweight title. They wanted to get him into the welterweight division, and they wanted to use you as a stepping stone.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But then you knocked out Breland. Awesome fight. And after that Marlon Harris fight,
they thought Breland was a big knockout guy. Now he could punch, no question about it. But it was like welcome to the pros.
Welcome to the pros, exactly. And after that, man, after you lost that Marlon Harris fight and you fought Lloyd Hunnigan, you beat the shit out of him. Well, did they think you were going to lose that fight? You beat the crap out of him. Did they think you were going to lose that fight?
A lot of people thought that Lloyd Hunnigan was going to beat me because he beat Donald Curry.
Easily.
And I played with him like a toy.
You played with.
They had to stop that fight.
You played with a lot of fighters like a toy.
Well, you know, I love the sport of boxing.
Yes, you do, brother. Hey, what do you think's going to happen on Saturday night? We got two of the ultimate welterweights fighting. Two of the fighters. I think you would have toyed with them too back in your day. But we got a big fight coming up.
I'll pick the one that's win.
What's that again, brother?
I'll pick the one that's gonna win.
The one that's gonna. Hey, this is a 50-50 fight, and there's so much emotion going on in this fight. I'm seeing people want to kill each other because of picking the wrong fighter in this fight. The emotions are high. This fight is huge. This is almost as big as Sugar Ray Leonard and Thomas Hearns. And in fact, it is for a lot of people out there because they're never going to get Sugar Ray Leonard and Thomas Hearns like we did.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. So, man, you know.
Exactly. It's a Sugar Ray Leonard, Tommy Hearns duel. Like this fight here was Spence and what's his name?
Spence and Bud Crawford.
Crawford. That's a Leonard and Leonard Hearns fight.
I think it is too. I got the same feeling in my stomach. My guts all wrenching up every day. I don't even know what day it is anymore because since I retired. Saturday,
where is that fight at?
Saturday, it's in Las Vegas.
Vegas, okay.
A fight like that, the powers that be should fly Marlon Starling have him at ringside for that fight, introduce you to the fans, let you know that you held both of the belts. It's boxing today. They have no clue. They don't know who the real pioneers are. They don't know who the heroes in the sport are.
I had all the belts.
All the belts, exactly, man. In fact, this picture I have, the picture you gave me, you've got the WBC, the WBA, the NABF, USBA. Man, it's like you got more trinket strength over you than Zaza Kabor, Amazing stuff, my brother. Amazing stuff.
And back in that era, you had to know how to fight to get those belts.
Oh yeah, you definitely did, man. You definitely did, and that's the problem today. Like, did you didn't watch the Monster and Noe fight? You follow the lighter weight classes around boxing today?
No, I don't follow it.
Yeah. We got to get you hooked up to the internet, brother, because there's so much happening. Hey, shout out to Two Matador out there. Shout out to Heavy Leather. Shout out to Teddy, man. You know, we got a lot of people coming in here and listening to the champ because I'm in here with my friend Marlon Starling. This is the anniversary of his professional debut, 44 years ago, man. This is you know, I was lucky enough to have him on my speed dial. I give Marlon a call, and Marlon's gracious enough to talk to us. And also, man, like I said earlier, we're gonna talk about he got some great autographed pictures. We can get them out there for you. So I mean, you're listening to a legend right here, and I don't know about you cats, but it's a pleasure for me to talk to Marlon Starling. Marlon, my brother.
Hey man, I thank you so much, man.
Oh, bro, you know, it's a pleasure talking to you. I had you for a half hour. I don't want to tie you up too much, man. Oh, it's a pleasure as always. I'm going to call you. We're going to get your address down so I can put these pictures online, and you know, we can get that autograph pictures of you out there, man. All right, my brother.
All right.
And anything you want to say to these people before you go? Give them a couple of words of wisdom.
Hey, be blessed and continue to love sport boxing.
That's it, man. You know, you're hearing from a legend, and on the anniversary of his first fight, I couldn't resist to give him a surprise call. And you know, Marlon, my brother, thank you so much.
All right, take care.
Peace. Yeah, you know, it is truly an amazing thing to talk to a legend. And I hate to bend his ear, but you know, I just wanted to share this day with him because you know, I like to do on this day. I've been doing it now for about 9 months now, and you know, I'm not people tag me as a historian, and you know, I'm not a historian. Scrapbook boxing, a boxing librarian, blood boxing. Those cats are historians. See, I do this. I just think of it. What did I see on this day? And then I'll go through BoxRec. I'll run my finger down to the dates. Okay, oh, July 27th, boom. And I'll go and I'll look up that fight, or you know, look up the event, and I'll put it on there because you know, this is what I like to do. I like to keep boxing alive by keeping the past alive, so we know what's going on in the future. And you know, when I get friends like Marlon Starling I can call, and in fact, I'm going to call a bunch of these cats this weekend. I'm going to get some predictions from the pros. And, you know, Marlon was riding the fence, and there's nothing wrong with that, man. You know, Marlon knows how talented these fighters are, how much they give. They're putting their lives on the line, and they're doing it for us. And you know, they're doing it for a guy like me who I don't pay $85 for a fight. I couldn't do it. None of the cats I know. I don't know a single person. I know the righteous people on the internet that give you this. If you're not paying for this fight, you have no right to discuss it and blah, 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 blah. You don't support boxing. Hey, man, I can't. Boxing is a blue-collar sport. The lawyers, they've turned it into a white-collar sport. You know, they turned it into something where you need to take a second mortgage out on your house if you're lucky enough to have a house, just to be able to keep up with the cost of these pay-per-views. And I'm not going to say, well, if they give me something that's worth it, I'm going to buy it. Otherwise, I'm going to stream it, bro. Google gave us that power. All you have to do is Google free boxing, and you don't even have to go www. All you have to do is click a link, and there's so many of them out there. And you know, I think we could send a message to the powers that be that we're not going to pay these exorbitant prices for you to put on these fights. It takes years for us to get, and then try to rub it down our throats that why we're not getting it is because we're not supporting boxing, bro. I buy my boxing. My shirt is boxing is like weed. Can't stop, won't stop. And you know, I wear boxing. People ask me when I go on the streets. They look at it and they start talking about boxing and bango. Maybe I'll get lucky and bring another fan to the sport. I was at my veterinarian's last week. My vet's, he's 84 years old. I can't believe he's not retired. And he looked all of 84 when I saw him. And I can't remember what I had. I had a boxing shirt on. Maybe it said I only like boxing and 3 other people. But anyway, he's like, hey, you're still into that boxing. So I told him before I did a podcast, and we started talking about it. Come to find out, his dad used to go to the Round Auditorium to see Rocky Marciano. and he mentioned the fight with Tiger Ted. Oh, you didn't know who Tiger Ted Lowry was, but he mentioned the fight where Marciano got his ass kicked and they raised his hand anyway, and the mob was backing him. And I'm getting all this information from a first-hand fucking guy, and it was like, thanks, low clarity, bro. You know, boxing is, bro. It's to me, it's just interesting. And it's clean because see, I could be doing drugs, I could be out drinking, I could be doing very bad things that I did most of my life. But right now, I found a good thing to do. I like to reach out to legends. I like to reach out to you cats out there, share some of my experiences. In fact, I don't have Mama on the phone anymore. See, I'm not very technically savvy, so I'd like to do a lot more with my set, make it a little more professional. But it is what it is. We're getting ready for an awesome fight this weekend, man. I don't think anybody out there doesn't have an opinion on this fight. I started off, I thought I was with Bud originally. Then I looked at Errol, and I liked Errol's. I liked the size. I liked his style. I was thinking, man, maybe that's going to be too much for Bud. I'm watching the interviews with him. I'm watching the open workouts. I tend to lean more towards Bud now. And then when I think about it, and somebody said this the other day, and it made a lot of sense with me, because I spent a lot of years of my life drinking. Not drinking this water, and this is blood boxing, the tumbler, man. I'm always showing this thing off. I'm always shouting it out. Custom made, man, for my friend Blood Boxing. Bruce Gas, Boxing, Jazz, and more. It's got my brother Curtis Anderson on there. It's got the weed on there. It's got Miles Davis blowing the horn down there. It's got marvelous Marvin Hagler, one of my main men. This is a beautiful thing. And shout out to Fistiana, shout out to Blood Boxers for making this for me. But water is all I drink. I haven't had anything but water for a couple of years now. No Kool-Aid, no coffee, no tea, no alcohol, no fruit juice, no Coca-Cola. I did have a glass of cranberry juice when I went to my 50th class reunion last year. The cup is awesome, Black. I mean, shout out to Fistiana, shout out to Blood Boxing. You know, I get some things. A lot of cats on here. I'm blessed, man. I've gotten things. My friend Remy has given me some great things. He sent me a couple of jackets. He sent my wife a shawl. Let me show you this thing he sent me. I can see it right here now. Remy sent me this knife. Check out this knife, man. And this is not for children to be playing with. This is the real deal, man. This is a spring blade, spring loaded. We the people, Constitution, illegal to carry in California. But man, thank you, Remy. Tony Boswell has sent me some shit, man. This is, it really humbles me to find out that more than my wife appreciates me for what I do on here, man. And shout out to everybody out there, man. Whether you just for being here, giving me a thumbs up, supporting my channel, subbing to me, man. Because I'm trying to get 1,000 subs. It's I'm not into it for the super chats or anything like that, bro. That's really secondary. But I just kind of want to prove to myself that I can do it the hard way, one sub at a time, and we'll see what happens. And it gives me a will to do these things, to do that on this day. Because, like I said, there's something happening every day in boxing. Absolutely a heavy leather, a solid knife. And yeah, Black Star, man. Yeah, hit the like button. A lot of people are telling me they're not getting notifications. And I don't know. That's beyond my control. I guess it's because I don't have a lot of subs or likes or whatever it may take. But we do our grinding. This is a lot of fun. I like to go on other channels. In fact, last night I was just trolling around. Ended up on Troy Graham's channel, man. Lisa Bales was on there, and he's like, "Hey Bruce, jump on." I didn't want to. It was kind of late, and I said, fuck it, man. If somebody asked me to come on there, how can I really say no? So I went on there. And he calls up Kevin Kelly, Kevin the Flushing Flash Kelly, and all of a sudden, man, I'm like, whoa, I got one of my bros on here, one of the cats that I grew up watching HBO, the guy that fought fucking Derek Smoke Gainer, the fight of the year. They both got knocked on their ass a million times, and Troy Dorsey, and I mean, right down the line. And man, you know, Kevin Kelly, great guy. It made my night. And, you know, shout out to Troy Graham, man. You know, I know a lot of people have mixed feelings about, we have mixed feelings about everybody, but he's a solid dude. And, you know, it kind of made my night. I went to bed with a smile on my face, and that's when I said I'm gonna call Marlon up, and I'm gonna you know, just let him know that we remember him. He was a great guy, and the day you made your professional debut, the man is 63 right now. This was a 19-year-old man. I remember when I was 19, man. Whew, you couldn't stop me. I didn't want to do anything. But getting back to the reason that I'm picking Bud Crawford over Errol Spence is Errol's an occasional drinker. Bud is a teetotaler, from what I understand. I could be wrong, but you know, I used to wake up with hangovers when I drank, and they affected my everyday life, my movements. I couldn't think straight. I didn't have my coordination, my reaction time. I think that slight variation. I favor Bud Crawford in that. I think that's what's going to win the fight. And you know, a lot of people are saying now it has to be a knockout either way because there's so many. The odds are stacked against him. We know how crooked boxing is. We saw it this weekend. We saw George Kambosos with a gift decision, and you know, anything can happen. No, I don't know if I'm not going to put a tag on me as an alcoholic because you know, me, I drank from when I was 17 to when I was till I was about 50, until I was about 49, 50. And I drank every day, and I drank heavy. And I was a bartender. I was tending bar all over the place. You know, I couldn't keep a steady job, so I had to go do bartending gigs. And the bartending gigs I did, I smell some propane in here. Hey, baby, what do I smell? Hey, babe.
Like you ate for your breakfast?
No, not yet. No. I thought I smelled some propane or something. No. Okay. All right, now I'm cool. But hey, Blood's another one. Blood started with Bud, then he was picking Errol, and now he's picking Blood again. Now he's picking Bud again. And you know, that's the way boxing is, man. You know what a handicapper is? Every day they look at the fighters' camp. They look at what they had for breakfast. They talk to somebody about how many times they took a dump. I mean, you know, they handicap these fights. These are professionals. And every day the odds change. Sometimes during the fight the odds change. So there ain't nothing wrong with riding the fence, bro. This is boxing. You know, we look at who's going to win the fight at the moment. Hey, my brother Joe, how we doing? I don't know if you mentioned it, Bruce, but the great Larry Holmes had his last fight on this day. Oh, there we go, Joe. And see, Joe's a historian too. Joe says things, and you know, Joe is a very humble historian. He never comes out there and corrects you. If you correct him, he gives you the tip of the hat, and it's very gracious. And you know, shout out to my man Joe. He comments my on this day all the time, and I appreciate that. And Joe, you're a real one, man. I didn't know that. Larry had his last fight on this day. Marlon had his first fight on this day. Man, the history of boxing is fucking great. I love it, man. I love it. I love knowing what's going on, what went on, and you know, there's a beautiful connection here. I think a person comes with a lot of variables. Errol might like the sauce, and I think he's got a nasty unwillingness to lose. Absolutely. Might be willing to do whatever it takes, good or bad. Bro, for sure, low clarity. You know, there's so many variables in this fight. Anything could happen. Anything could happen, man. Whoever thought Roberto Duran was going to say no mas to Sugar Ray Leonard in the rematch? You know, whoever thought George Foreman was going to knock out Michael Mora? And dude, we don't want to say anything about Mike Tyson and Buster Douglas in Tokyo. You know, we just left Tokyo yesterday, 2 days ago. So this is truly an event. I mean, this is the day to go get a good bottle of wine, get a nice steak, take the phone off the hook. This is going to be Yeah, yes, I heard somebody mention this fight is going to be like Mike Tyson and Blood Green. I don't know, man. I don't know. I hope not. I hope this fight is. I don't even want to put it in any categories. I don't want to see Hagler and Leonard again. I definitely don't want to see Oscar De La Hoya and Trinidad. You know, man, Leonard and Hearns, one of the greatest fights of all time, something like that. Back and forth, seesaw battle. Even the ending, though, the ending. Some people are saying that they shouldn't have stopped it. Gil Clancy said they shouldn't have stopped it. He watched the fight again. He said it was a correct stoppage. So, man, it's a great night. I'm ready for it. I'm blessed. I have a great atmosphere to watch it in. My partner's on my side. She's gonna let nobody get in between me and the TV that night. And I want to thank everybody that came in here. This was basically a little short one just to talk about my brother Marlon Starling. But if anybody has any opinions on the fight, what the hell, man? You know, we're here. I'm gonna drop an invite out there. So if anybody wants to come on here, let me know what they think about this fight. Let me know what they think about boxing in general, man. You know, this is the sport we love. And there's a platform, man. You know, anybody wants to come on here and talk to Bruce Gass, please do. Let me know what you're thinking on this fight. Let me know where you're going to be watching it. Let me know if you're going to be paying for it. You know, let the people know out there where you stand on the fight. Take a seat and take a stand. But, you know, we'll see what happens. If anybody wants to come up, we do another couple of hits on my Toka too. See if I see anybody in the background there. But it was great talking to Marlon. And I definitely, you know, I mentioned something a while ago about the pictures. And I just mentioned it in passing, but he remembers it, and we're going to do that for sure. We're going to get the address for those photos out there. You know, Teddy, anything can happen, and any opinion is valid. I mean, shit. I've been on these sites where somebody puts on there, I think Bud's going to take him out in the 11th, and I see him get fucking blocked. I see him get timed out. What kind of bullshit is that? Hey, Blood, I know you always jump on, man. I appreciate that, but I just wanted to drop that link out there in case anybody wants to say a word or two before I hang it up, because my old lady's gonna make me some 4 scrambled eggs over some crispy hash browns. Yeah, I got somebody up here. My brother Black Star Boxing, man. My good friend Black Star. Shout out my brother.
Hey, Bruce, how you doing, good brother?
Rockstar, I haven't seen you in a long time, man. You had a great show there, and dude, I remember John the Iceman Scully on there. You had me on there, man. That was one of my first tastes of talking to a historian, a legend. How you doing, brother?
Man, I'm doing pretty good, man. I was glad to see you on here with Marlon, good brother Marlon, man, the Magic Man. Boy, I tell you, a lot of times, a lot of these young guys don't know much about these guys, man. But you definitely gave them a treat this morning, good brother, for sure. Yes, indeed. Man, I know the big fight coming up this week, man, and man, I can't wait for the press conference today, man. I'm like, I mean, we've been talking about this thing for years, man, and you know, the saddest thing to me about the whole thing is that the fact that it's in Vegas. I know the big fight's supposed to go to Vegas, but we are the guys that built this thing. We deserve to be there to see it. You know what I'm saying? And making it to Vegas, man, is just so costly. You know, yeah, I mean, they tax you so heavily, so many things to pay. But if they had it somewhere, like just an instance, man, I know I'm in Texas, so I'm kind of a little biased. But, you know, AT&T Stadium, man, you know, ain't that far down the road. The tickets would be cheaper, but it would almost make it a bigger event because you have more people there, you know, more atmosphere. You had the fan bases going back and forth. You know, that ambiance of back when you had the rumble in the jungle and stuff, you know, the fan bases going at it in the crowd, you know, basically, you know, and you can feel the tension when you walk in the room, you know what I'm saying? You know, all that would be back again. You know, Vegas kind of takes it away from us now. And, you know, that's a kind of a, you know, it's kind of a negative, but I understand the history and everything of Vegas, but I just wish that they spread that around a little more, you know?
You know, I think the thing about Vegas is they're all set for hospitality. They got the accommodations. They've got the You know, they get the huge stadiums all over the place, the casinos. I think they just love that influx of people. You know, fight week in Vegas, there's really nothing like it, man. It's an
Yeah,
amazing thing. And I don't know the way things. I don't go to much live fights anymore. I watch them on the tube, so it really doesn't matter where it is for me.
yeah. Yeah, I understand, man. And I guess there's certain fights that have to be there. That calls for that. And I understand that, but I think it would help the sport out if you moved it around a little more because of the fact that, that I mean that's kind of a thing. And I hate to mention this because I'm not a UFC fan. When you mention UFC, them fighting words for me. I'm a boxing fanatic, so but I have to give them credit. They will move the main event around, and it won't be in the same place all the time. So like people can go and touch it. They can see it. They can feel it better. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's where boxing is slipping a little bit. I notice now that they're back in Atlantic City now. And that's a good thing. I'm glad that's happening because that gives some people on the East Coast a chance to go to some of these big fights now, and they start going like that. But just the fact of moving around. I like this the start of what's going on in Texas, especially when you got three stars that are right there in their primes right now. And this is the time for them to really take advantage of it because boxing in the state of Texas itself could improve as a whole if they push it harder. How many young guys would be impressed by these guys and say, hey man, I might want to go do something like that. If they can see it actually go somewhere, and then you can get some guys in it. And then, just like you have in Ohio, man, all that local boxing that goes on around there, like you become a local celebrity at the least. You don't have to be the greatest, but if you get in it, the possibility of you getting there is there. So even that might be motivation. So, we talk about it all the time, how the heavyweight division isn't what it used to be. Because a lot of these big guys ain't getting into boxing. They want to play basketball or they want to play left guard in the NFL. You know what I'm saying? That's where our heavyweight champ is. I mean, we don't know which one it is, but he got at a fork in the road and he picked that sport instead of boxing. We got to get these guys to turn back to boxing so we can pick it on up on that end too. And that's just some of the things I've been thinking about lately, man. But this fight right here is okay, man. I'm really happy that it finally happened. But like I was saying in the comments, man, I, I was watching this fight the other day, Mike Tyson and Mitch Blood Green. I said, man, I can see that the Bud and Earl fight going like that, you know, with Bud doing a lot of holding. Because to me, we've been always talking, Bruce, we talking about this fight for 5-6 years now, and we always talk about, what Earl can do. But I had a hard time getting from Bud fans what Bud would do. So when I started, I said, well, I think this is some things right here that Bud would be trying to do. Bud's probably going to, because Bud loves space. He'll probably back up a little bit when Earl gets in too tight or get to going and trying to get the combinations off. He's going to tie him up or try to swing out and get back out and keep moving and keep his space, which makes a lot of sense. And it is a doable thing. So that's possible for him to do. So I kind of saw that with Mike Tyson, but, in that fight, Mike kind of got him into the fight because they had so much bad blood outside. And then if that happens in the fight, which is a possibility, we could have a Mike Tyson versus Mitch Blood Green situation.
I'll tell you, the emotions are
Dang.
there. I can see that. Maki Don, my brother, salute.
Salute, Bruce. How you
Salute
doing,
to you.
man?
Salute to you, good
Hey,
brother.
just counting down the days, man. 2 days in a wake up now, bro. I mean, we're
hmm
definitely right around the corner. So what's up, Maki Don? Speak
I'm
to us, my
good.
friend.
I'm good. I'm good, bro. Before anything, I gotta say salute to you for bringing on the legend Marlon Starling. I'm always gonna appreciate, your insights into the past and into the lives of these legends, bro. I really appreciate that, Bruce. But this fight, um, man, I'm excited. I even just thinking about it, I get goosebumps because this is real greatness. This is a little like we had today, a blast from the past, like Leonard Hearns and all those other great fights from the past. How the fight's gonna go, man? Like see the thing with me, I'm not so emotionally invested in it because I've only seen these two guys fight live twice. That's me personally. Now, from what I've seen, Earl, he's a very physical fighter. Come forward, great jab, great body puncher. Southpaw Crawford, he's obviously the better counter puncher, has better footwork or stays on his toes a lot more. Man, I really can't say who's gonna win. I'm just ready for this fight. I just know it's gonna be great.
A lot of people aren't mentioning the fact that we got two southpaws fighting each other. That's something that.
Yeah.
When's the last time we saw a big fight with two southpaws against each other? That's going to throw a lot of their timing off, a lot of their angles
Hmm.
off. It's going to be interesting. Ill Status Boxing, man. Shout out to you, Q the God. Any guys want to come on up here, man? No problem. Just open it up till I close it down. We talked to Marlon Starling a little while ago. Now I got a couple of legends up here. I got Black Star. I got Maki Don. We got. I enjoy hearing the independent minds of boxing, how they feel about this fight. Because, man, I'll tell you, I see some people out there, they're afraid to give their opinion on this fight because they don't want to be alienated from one group to another. And, this, this is boxing. Who gives a shit who you care wins? Who gives a shit?
Yeah, yeah, I'm not that emotionally invested in it, so I don't even feel it like that. But even with my fighter and Nui, like I could have conversations with people about the fight, and I wouldn't get mad if they said, "Oh, Cool Boy is going to school him" or whatever. It's boxing. Like we all don't know what's going to happen when them dudes step in the ring. I don't think anybody predicted that Inui was going to do what he was going to do. So you can't just
Exactly.
sit up there and act like your prediction is absolute. It's not, bro. It's two
Exactly.
great fighters going in there on Saturday.
That's right. Anything can happen.
Anything.
Yes, indeed, man.
Anything can happen. Hey, what did you think about? What did both of you guys? What did you think about Anui and Fulton the other day?
Mm. Man, I tell you, I have to admit, man, I kind of, I don't really watch the little guys as much, but I knew about Inui and I seen some of it, and I noticed what he does, and really not knowing the opponents is kind of hard to judge him. But off of this fight right here, I have to say, man, he's really on my radar extra heavy, man, because that was a very impressive performance, and that was beyond what I thought he was capable of. I'm thinking you're stepping up now. You're hitting the big leagues. You're starting to get to where the real talent is. Because like I say, I don't know much about the little guys down in there, at the 118 and stuff like that. But the way that he did that, man, and actually outboxing him, that was the shocking part to me. Because I thought Cool Boy was really crafty, a dynamic fighter that was really slick, and in this fight, man, he made him look like, oh my God, man. I mean, I kind of felt bad for my guy. But at the same time, man, I mean, I think it's great for boxing because you know his run, I know it's mentioning now that his fans are wanting him to go after Tank, man. Just imagine if he goes that walk and he goes through those divisions and achieves that, what
He's
that
a
would do
goat.
for boxing. That's amazing, man.
Man.
Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, yeah, brother. Me, I've been on the Anui hype train since about 2019, since he first stepped up to 118. Yeah, dude's been my favorite fighter for a long time, and I've been trying to tell people about his skills and his counterpunching ability, his footwork, his jab. But dudes only think about the power. So in their heads, they only believe that he could win by knocking Fulton out. I said, nah, he could outbox. Well, I didn't think he was going to do what he did on Tuesday. Nowhere in my mind did I think that Fulton was going to get dominated like that. I thought it was going to be a great competitive fight. And he he showed me something, and he proved something to me that even though I'm his biggest fan, bro, I didn't even think of him in that way. I thought he was a great fighter, but what he showed me on Tuesday is that he's transcended. He is a generational talent to make a great or a good fighter like Cool Boy look like nothing. To make it look easy like that, bro. Dude's got to give him his
Yeah,
props now. He's
yeah,
top three wherever pound for pound. He's one of the elites.
exactly, man. And the thing about it is, man, a lot of people now are starting to dog on old Cool Boy Steph, man, and that ain't really what it is, man. It's just that he went out
Nah.
there and he took on that dragon, and that dragon came out the cave on him. It's just one of them
Yeah,
factors, man.
yeah,
Hey, we got
it happened with Diego Corrales against Floyd Mayweather. You still a great fighter. It's levels.
Exactly,
That don't mean you're not a
hey,
good fighter, bro.
hey, let me
exactly.
welcome my brother Blood Boxing who jumped in, man. Shout out, my man. Peace.
Blood, what's up, bro?
Hey, what's
Salute
going on,
historian.
guys? Hey, man, it's good to be on here with you guys, man. Yeah, man. In a way, man, he did his thing. That's what great fighters do. They make good fighters look like amateurs. And you know what really surprised me was how he was able to out jab Cool Boy Steph, being that he's a shorter fighter and that Steph had the longer reach. And Steph is a really good fighter. People want to downgrade Cool Boy Steph, but he was just in there against an excellent, great fighter. So I'm looking forward to this guy in a way. He's trying to unify the division by year end. That would be two divisions where he's been undisputed, and then he'll be a four-time champion on top of that. So big up to Inoue, man. I think he's definitely one of the top pound for pound fighters in the world right now, at least in the top two or three. You know, I have him probably at the top right now because he dominated four divisions pretty much. I mean, he hasn't won undisputed yet at super bantamweight, but I think he will though. I think eventually he's going to end up in the featherweight division.
Well,
There'll be a lot of good fights for him up there too.
We have to see how good he is because people around here, they're already ready to throw him into 135 with Tank. They don't understand the weight differences. No. This is kind of bringing me back to 1980 when we had Hearns and Leonard, but three weeks before that we had Wilfredo Gomez and Salvador Sanchez, very very similar to Fulton and Inouye. But Wilfredo Gomez, he was annihilating everybody at 122 and below. He was, I think, 100% knockouts. He was just an amazing guy. But that the several pounds. I mean, Salvador Sanchez is a great fighter, but the weight difference, it just was so evident in that fight. And I think Inouye, I think he needs to grow into the weight more. I think he has to I think Fulton fought the wrong fight. I think Fulton should have squared up more. I think he should have pulled more like Joe Frazier, like a Manny Pacquiao kind of that style. Try to corner him and rough him up where he wasn't. He was moving in and then he wasn't throwing his hands. And I think he just fought the wrong fight. After the second round, we knew that fight was over. But I want to see Inouye adjust to that weight class. Maybe clean out unify the weight class and have his body fully adjust to that, and then move up a little bit. But a lot of people don't realize the difference in weight at that small weight class. It's a huge. It's like getting shot with a 22 or a 357. You know what I'm saying?
Well, when fighters are that
but
great,
Bruce,
go ahead.
Bruce, I agree with you. My bad, Blood. I'm gonna let you go. But Bruce, the whole thing about it is though, he made 122 look easy against the best guy, and not only that, I went back and looked at the fight. Cool Boy is taller, he's longer, but Inouye was bigger than him in that fight in terms of his frame. And if you go look at Inouye's calves, bro, they're huge. I think he could. The max that he'll go, I think, is 130. I think 135. That's just ridiculous. But if he wants to go for it, shoot, I'm with him. I never have a problem with fighters going for greatness.
He's like Manny Pacquiao, man. He has really big legs, and a lot of his weight is in the legs. And when fighters have big legs and big lower body, they could develop a lot of power from their legs. But I wanted to say real quick, they did the same thing with Arguello when he was moving up. Back in the early 80s, they started talking about Arguello fighting Sugar Ray Leonard. Like, I have the magazines in which they wanted him to fight Sugar Ray Leonard. So when a fighter is that much better than their competition, the expectations become higher. So they want to see them fight somebody who's much bigger and things like that. And eventually Arguello did run into Aaron Pryor, because that's what happens when these guys, they move up. Eventually they get to that stumbling block if they keep moving up, to where they run into a guy who's big enough to handle their power and could really overwhelm them. But, once again, great fighters, sometimes they make great fighters look bad. Look what Sanchez did to Danny Red Lopez. You know what I'm saying? Who was a great fighter. And Gomez, who was also a great fighter. He really beat the hell out of those guys, man. And those guys are Hall of Fame fighters, and he was just that much better than them. There's always going to be this super talent that comes out. This time, the super talent is coming from the East, man. You know, it happens like that sometimes.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
blood. The thing about Salvador Sanchez, the way how he beat those guys. I know Bruce, you mentioned the weight with Gomez, but it was really more skills. Like Salvador Sanchez just outboxed him, and to me, he played with him. Gomez, he had the big moments in the fight, but for the most part, Salvador stayed out at range. It was you popping him with his jab and catching him with straight rights. And I think when I look at Nui, he reminds me a lot of Sanchez in terms of his skills. And that's why I think he can move up more weight classes because he's not just like Arguello, where Arguello was a puncher and would look to physically dominate people.
well,
That's
Gomez
a
went
good
right
point.
back down to 122. He didn't mess with the featherweights till a year or so later. He grew into that division slowly. I saw that fight, and the difference in size of both of them. It was evident. It was evident when the bell rang.
Mm.
I really think size is something that Inoue is going to have to. He's going to acclimate himself slowly to. I think if he makes the mistake of going up too fast, he might run into the brick wall.
Yeah, it could definitely happen. Definitely. I just think the skills is what's going to hold him up. But
Oh, a
the
once in a
next,
lifetime fighter. Once in a lifetime for sure.
definitely. But I think, Bruce, I think the next real challenge for him, if it's going to be a challenge, is Robisi Ramirez. Did you get a chance to see his performance?
Yeah, yeah, and they had it on the same card. He beat a Japanese fighter. They've already got a little angle going there. So yeah, I can see that fight happening. But Fabricio Ramirez, is he going to move up as fast as Inouye's going to move up? I've seen that happen with a lot of fights we want to see that don't happen now. That's why the fights that are made, they have to make them now. Like um, Devin Haney and Shakur Stevens, that fight should be made now. If Shakur Stevens has any chance of beating him at 135, they've got to make that fight now.
Yeah, I totally agree with you on that, man. But the thing that also kind of disappoints me about it is, man, Devin gives the guy an offer, man, and I know it's 25% or whatever, but we got 4 belts on the line here, all at one whop, man. Why wouldn't you take that? I mean, that's
I
a
know.
lifetime. I mean, how many times in your life were you gonna have opportunity to fight for undisputed? And here he hands it to you, and you talk about, well, no, it's 20. If I want 50-50, man, I don't give a damn. Give me 3%. I can get all 4
But
belts tonight.
not
Jesus,
only that,
man.
bro, he's a challenger. He's not a champion. He lost his belts in the lower weight class. So to me, you can't bring that into this fight or into them negotiations, bro. You take the split that the champ offers you, you take his belts. Then you're the man. You could demand what you want.
Exactly.
That's the way I look at it.
How can we devalue champions and definitely undisputed? How can you devalue the undisputed champ? I mean, of all things, man. I mean, it's too much of this Tank Davis and belts don't matter. No, they matter. When you old and you sitting around, I mean, just like the other day you watched when Evander Holyfield, Lennox Lewis, Riddick Bowe, all them guys were sitting down talking about when they was fighting, and Evander say, Riddick Bowe, how come you didn't fight Lennox Lewis? That stuff sticks with you for
I
life,
saw
man. That sticks with you for life, man. You know what I mean? You have a chance to be undisputed. Why? Because you wouldn't fight one guy. Come on, man. Are you kidding? What are you doing this for? From the time that you're a little kid to all your life going through your pursuit is, what do you hear? Like Errol Smith say, I want to be undisputed. You hear Lomachenko, I want to be undisputed. That's an admirable goal to get into boxing, to go and be the man. Who don't want to be the man? If you don't want to be the man, you don't need to be in the sport, in my opinion. And if somebody give you an opportunity, man, you got to take that.
Shout out Peter Von Ox. Salute, my man.
Hey, Bruce. It's been great, man, but I got to dip, man. I'm glad I got to get on here and chop it up with you guys. Blood, man. It's been a minute. Macadon,
Yes,
man.
sir.
I can holler at you, good brother, but I got to dip.
Hey, Black Star.
Yeah,
I see your messages in the private chat. Let me throw my let me put my phone number in there. And
Okay.
you can give me a call. I'll get those photos out to you. I'll get it first. I'll call Marlon.
Okay, sounds great, man. I sure appreciate that, good brother. Yes, indeed, man.
Black Star,
Everybody,
man, it's good to talk to you, bro.
same here,
because
good brother, man. I'll be through, man, a little more often. Starting to get warmed up.
that means a lot to him, man. And I didn't think it did. I didn't think it did till he mentioned it. Now he said, "Yeah, you're going to do that," and I just mentioned it in passing, but I didn't realize that it did. And I kind of know his financial situation, and it would help him big time. And I'm not going to turn back on that one. I'm gonna try to promote those pictures. He's got a bunch of them. He makes them nice. Like I said, bro, I got this one over here, and I got it framed. I got it on the wall, and it's priceless, bro. So
Yes, sir.
I mean, help out a legend and help out your own wall of fame at the same time.
Exactly. Yes, indeed, my brother. Oh, okay, I got you, Bruce. Yes, indeed, good brother, man. Peace to everybody, man. But I got to dance.
Peace out, Black
All right,
Star.
Black Star.
Take it easy, Black Star.
All right, Blood. As long as now that I got you here for a bit, how is this fight going to break down to you now? You've been studying it from every possible angle. I know you're sick of talking about it, but while you're here, between me and you, how is this fight going to go?
Well, I'm going to give the edge to Terrence Crawford, but it's really hard to say who's going to win this fight. I mean, we're looking at Errol Spence, an aggressive, bigger fighter than Terrence Crawford. He punches hard. He goes to the body really well. And you know what? Has anybody ever even knocked Errol Spence down before? Can somebody give me an answer on that? I've never even seen nobody put him on his ass before. Anything?
The club, not on his ass, but I mean, a technical knockdown would have been the August when he lost his mouthpiece. But I think that's about it.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's hard to say that Terrence Crawford is going to knock out Errol Spence. I think that I'm going to favor Terrence Crawford to win a decision over Errol Spence. That's how I'm going to pick it. I know that many people are looking for a knockout in this fight, but I just don't know if I'm going to see that coming. Now, I won't be surprised if Errol Spence wins the fight either. It's a pretty close to 50-50 fight. I'm giving the edge to Terrence Crawford for some of the same reasons you said, Bruce. Just him being a more disciplined fighter throughout his career. I also like the fact that Terrence Crawford could move to the right and move to the left very good. One thing about Errol Spence, if you move away from his power hand, which he's a southpaw, so his power hand is coming through his left hand. So if you move to the right of Errol Spence's body, he's off balance when he throws the left hand sometimes. I've seen it in some fights. He's a little bit off balance throwing the left hand. If you continue to move away from the power hand, I think that Terrence Crawford should probably try to keep it mid to long range and move away from the power hand. I'm pretty sure Errol Spence is going to put some pressure on Terrence Crawford. I've seen Terrence Crawford hurt more than I've seen Errol Spence hurt. So that's the thing that always goes through my mind when I match these two warriors up, is I have seen Terrence Crawford hurt before. And maybe if Errol Spence hurts him, maybe Errol Spence is a guy who could finish the show. So it's really hard to say, man, in this fight. I really don't know who's going to win. I'm just giving the edge to Terrence Crawford. I'm going with my gut instinct, and I'm giving the edge. But, we could break this fight down 1,000 times. I've heard several people online breaking it down for the last 2 years, and I've heard very many different takes, and I'm going to continue to just go ahead and go with Terrence Crawford on this one. But I do respect the fact that Errol Spence did get in very good shape for this fight. He had a really good camp over there with Derek James, man. Salute to him, and may the best man win.
Yeah. I kind of agree with you, Blood. But for this reason, I think Terrence Crawford is going to stay out at distance and try and stay away from Errol Spence's powers, because it looks like Crawford's coming in small in this fight. Did you see him? I've been hearing people say that he looks a little skinny, that he might come in around 145.
Wow. Now, you know what? I haven't seen the last ever since they did the Grand Arrivals. I haven't been watching since then, so I'm gonna catch up on some of that stuff. But I think that he should once again. I think that he needs to move away from the power hand of Errol Spence. And Terrence Crawford does have the ability, he has great lateral movement.
Yeah.
You know, he can switch him up from southpaw to orthodox. If he moves away from the power hand, Errol Spence, he's going to be off balance because he is off balance sometimes when he throws that left hand and he leaves himself open, and that would give Terrence Crawford a chance to find counters. I like to say that Terrence Crawford is going to outbox Errol Spence if he does the right thing, and he could win a unanimous decision, in my opinion. It's hard to say that a guy who I've never even seen get knocked down a few times is going to get knocked out. I know that Terrence Crawford closes the show great, but he's never fought somebody like Errol Spence. I'm not going to compare that version of Kell Brook and Sean Porter to an Errol Spence.
Man, like you said earlier, in fact, I have not heard it, and that's like the old classic line, may the best man win. That really is the bottom line in this fight.
Right.
Exactly. All the narratives go out the window. All the A side, B side. It's like what Larry Merchant said. The ring is the ultimate truth serum. You're gonna find out everything about these two guys this Saturday.
Yeah. And I can't wait. And hey, I'm starving over here. My old lady's looking at me. She made some eggs for me, and I'm gonna jump out. I appreciate you cats coming in here, man. You guys want to say something before you go, man? Promote your channels, because I know Maki Don, I see you all over the place on cams, on It's Boxing, bro. You're definitely the man of the town out there. So you want to say something before you leave?
Oh yeah, next week. Well, first off, this week I want to apologize. We weren't able to have the card of the century. You know, we wanted to have a celebratory card for Jack Johnson versus Jim Jeffries, but it just didn't happen.
Oh, nice.
We're gonna fight. Yeah, it was a great card. But next week we're gonna have a card for Chris versus Nigel Benn. It's a great British card. We got fights like Bob Foster versus Chris Finnegan, Michael Watson versus Nigel Benn. So yeah, look out for that, guys. It's gonna be on next Monday on the Lost Art of Boxing.
Check that out, bro. Appreciate you, man. I'll see you around. Blood boxing.
Yeah, you know what? I knew you from somewhere. You're the guy who comes on there with Q and does the breakdown. Yeah. That's what.
Yeah.
I knew you, but so is that really where you show up at, or do you have another page too?
No, I don't really have a YouTube channel. I just like, you know what I'm saying? I just like helping Q out with that. I like putting together cards. I like doing research on fights and stuff like that. But I come on Smoke's panel. I come on Q's panel.
I love when you guys do those old school breakdowns, man. And I was trying to ask you the other day, man, about didn't you guys say you were going to do a heavyweight feature or something like that? Yeah,
me and Q, we had some miscommunication this Monday, so it just didn't happen. I'm going to look for a new date for it. Probably the 3rd or 4th week in August.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
I
so
like
look
what
out
you guys are doing over there, man. I really liked that. I enjoyed it, man.
Man, much love, bro.
Yes, sir. Okay, I'm Bruce. I'm going to let you go get your breakfast, man. I really don't have too much more to say about this fight, Bruce. I don't even know if I'm going to do any videos leading up to the fight. I've already told people several times that I think Terrence Crawford is going to win the fight. I'm going to go on the Underrated Darkness channel. It's a guy named the Underrated Darkness. I don't know if you guys are familiar with him, but I'll be over there at 1:30 to talk a little bit more about the fight. So he invited me over there. So other than that, man, I'm not going to really talk much about this fight. It's just one of them things. I just want to see the fight now, bro. I'm at that point. Bruce, enjoy your breakfast.
Absolutely. There ain't much more that can be said about it, bro. But hey, maybe I'll go check you out over Undergrounds. I used to be friends with him a long time ago.
What's the name of the channel?
It's called the
Underrated,
Underrated Darkness.
underrated dog.
Okay, I'm gonna look
JT.
out for that interview or for when you step on, bro.
Okay. All right, you guys. One love, man. One love to everybody.
All right,
Peace
guys.
out.
Peace out, man. All right, man. I appreciate you cats once again for coming up here. Been great talking to Marlon Starling, having Maki Don and having Black Star and the legend Blood Boxing stop on the panel. All's good over here, man. Thank you for coming by, man. Boxing, one love, peace.